Oh, YouTube up first. YouTube is very, very quick. Hey, everybody, it's Louis Porter Jr. You're watching Transparency Agenda, and what kind of weekend was this? My goodness, this is a ridiculous weekend. All this stuff going on, Green Ronin, and all this foolishness, and so it gave me a great title for my show. I thought it was a great title. It made me feel good to say this like that. Any chance I can talk about some white people and some crazy stuff, I'm always in for it. So yeah, I want to thank you all for acting like foolish people. And you know who you are, the ones who are the most foolish of this whole thing. If you don't know about this whole thing, well, before we even get into that, let's do our usual. Let's talk about our buddies that are Kickstarter. Let's see what's going on. Espergenics just closed this weekend. I believe it was 23,000 they made, almost 24. Boom, good success for them. Clap up for our buddies. Clap up for the hard work they've been doing. I like that. I like that hustle. That's good. Let me see what's going on over here. And we got our boys at Black Magic. What are they doing at Black Magic? And, of course, Arcanus 5e. So for Black Magic, they're currently just a little over 11,000. They got 3 days left. Anything can happen. We all know that. Anything can happen. So don't ever count somebody out. You're thinking, oh, they're going to make this much. You never know. I'm guessing, with 3 days left, there'll be a big push. That's how it always is. That's what was amazing about, Kickstarters. Last moment, that's when people start coming in and realize they need some good stuff. That's really awesome. Also, our buddies over at Paradigm Concepts with Arcanus 5e, 45,000. They just crossed 45,000. They got 11 days left, so they got some more stuff in plan. I mean, those guys, as crazy as Henry is, he's got some good ideas. I can't front. Once in a while, Henry knows what he's doing, but this is definitely something he loves. I think this is still going to go higher. I think this might actually go up to 55, if not 60. I think 60 is possible. I think 60 will be tough, but I think 60 will be possible. If they pull it off, I'm glad for them. That's good. Some organized play related stuff that I'm going to talk about. Here's the link for this. Of course, everything's in their Facebook page. Let me move this over here so I can see this. Woo! I hate pulling my neck that way. Let's see here. All right, so it is got some good stuff. The first thread that I'm mentioning is me just talking about, what 3 things would change in Pathfinder Society. That's important, but I'm going to tell you why it's important in a second after I tell you this one. This is the newest one that's come up. This is the non-combat reward. So I'm thinking of, this one basically is, what rewards or certs would you like to create for Pathfinder Society, which are not combat related? Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm asking both these questions. These questions are very specific to my future plans. My future plans is that we are definitely doing organized play for New Exodus. That's not even the question. Don't even think that we're not going to do that. We're going to do that. I'm trying to get all the information I can right now. I'm talking to tons of people about stuff, getting great ideas. But I also want to hear from the fans right now playing, like with these 2 links, like what they like, what they don't like. Because, it's funny that people don't really ask. You don't really use things that done to them. They don't get asked enough. I don't think they get enough response. I believe that from day one. Because really, society is the marketing arm of the organization to help get more people get more sales. And that's kind of the same thing that we're doing with ours with Legacies. But I also want to make it a really great story. I want to tell a really great story that people can talk about and be like, holy cow, man, that was awesome. Da-da-da. I'm going to go. There's always be a non-combat rewards to avoid the murder hobo mentality. Yeah, there's a lot of murder hobo mentality. It just is what it is. Look, man, kill monster, get treasure. People have been focused on that one for a while. And, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. Don't kid yourself. It is what it is, and understand that. And once you understand it, it's okay. The last thing I forgot to put up is I'll put this link up now because God knows I forgot it. And if you haven't seen it, I don't know who you are. You couldn't be hanging out with me if you hadn't seen it. This is the new Thor trailer. The Thor trailer. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Just in case you missed it somehow. If you did, if you missed this trailer, I can't know if I can talk to you anymore. This trailer was just, oh my God, awesome. What made it awesome to me? Okay, this is gonna be a little moment of difference. For me, what made it awesome was a little scene that happened, and it wasn't a major scene, not a big important scene. If you're not a fan, if you're not a big Thor fan, I've been a Thor fan for a while. He's not my favorite character, but I've liked the runs that were very impressive. Everybody, the line. I know your friends from work. Yeah, that was a good line. I can't front. But the thing that really excited me, this was a pure moment of my dreams have come true. There's a scene where the executioner, if you don't know who that is, you got to read way back. You got to be a serious fan. You got to read back through Walt Simonson's run where the executioner is holding 2 M16s. And anybody who's a comic book fan knows what that means. So I am so hoping that scene is actually in the movie. That scene actually gets played out. I'd love to see it get played out like it's supposed to. That would be awesome. Yeah, there's very few things that I can say would probably be more awesome seeing that on screen. That's one. But I saw him with M16, so I'm halfway there. So even if Marvel doesn't do the whole scene, I'm still good. I am still good. Marvel has done a great job on these movies. I mean, Thor has been their weakest one. But, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good with it. I mean, I can't. This trailer was hot. Got me excited. Dark World, not so much. Had some issues, but could have been rectified. But yeah, whatever. This one, I'm gonna have some. I like where it looked. I like the Thor appearance in it. My personal nurses, soon to be baby daddy, appeared in it. And you're like, who the hell's that? You got to figure it out yourself. So that's just how it works around here. All right, so let's move on to what happened this weekend. Apparently, well, it wasn't even this weekend. It was like earlier last week. Green Ronin put out a request for female RPG developers, and apparently the internet blew up. As I call it, really it wasn't the internet; it was the gaming family, our family of players who blew up, went crazy, and were like, "Oh my god, how dare they ask for female remote game designers?" And there's this whole big backlash on this. And Green Ronin got us BS talked about him, and CA, I can't remember his last name now. CA, their head guy, was the one who wrote it. Got a whole bunch of backlash from this. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, Jesus, white people, you're stupid. I mean, God, white people, what is wrong with you? And, Jesus, especially the males. Male white people, you've got the most power, you've got the most influence, you got the most, and you still can't be happy. What the hell? How horrible must your life be? My God, I don't understand this. So a company wants to get some women designers to come in and make some products. What's the problem with that? Oh, you don't want more games? Oh, no, women can't make games. Women make games. Girls got cooties. What are you, like 13? What the? Oh, my God. And it drove me crazy. And there was a fight going on between John Wick and Grim, James, I can't forget his last name. And they're going back and forth on women and da-da-da-da-da. And I had to put my 2 cents in. It was it's a perfect Porter moment. And they're saying, women designers, men designers. And my answer was something like, you all look the same to me. Because when I get around the table, I don't see a lot of black faces. Sorry. I don't see a lot of black faces. That's, if you're worried about women designers, Jesus Christ, I can only imagine what you think about black people. I mean, good Lord. I mean, I can think of, including myself, there are 4 designers I can think of. Just like me, Aloy, Rich, who works Alligator Alley, and Mike Pondsmith. That's it. That's on the top of my head. That's all the guys I personally know, have talked to, seen with my own eyes, and have touched, shaking hands, that thing. That's it. 4. And people are freaking out over girls. Like it's oh my God, I've never seen a girl before. I've never seen boobs. What's wrong with you? What is fucking wrong with you people? This is why this industry sucks. This is why this industry is always half retarded. This is why nothing ever gets done well in this industry, because we're all fighting over the dumbest things, the absolute dumbest things. So he wants to have a bunch of women make games. Who gives a fuck? What does that matter? It doesn't affect your playability. If the game's good, the game's good. If the game sucks, the game sucks. I don't care what sex. And when it comes to these situations, I don't care who's sleeping with who. I just want to make sure your game is good. That's all I care about. Is your game good? Yay! Your game sucks? Nah. That's all that matters. That's all it's ever mattered. But someone to actually get up here and talk about, well, it's sexist to have women make games. Hey, you know what, genius? It's not sexist. You guys can control everything else. Let them make a game. It's not going to affect you. I mean, this is the part that blows my mind. People who have privilege, especially white males with privilege, and know they have privilege, and then complain like they don't have privilege. See, I'm trying not to curse a lot on this, but my God, man, you guys really are making me, oh my God, you don't understand how angry I am with this. It is just the asinine cockiness of, oh, I can't have everything in the world. Oh, life's so tough for me. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't even have a concept of it. Let me tell you something that drives me crazy. That happens a lot of times. And it doesn't happen anymore than I'm much older and I get gray hair. But it happened a lot when I was in my 20s and teens and 20s and 30s. I'd be in a store, decently dressed, not even really super dressed, but decently dressed. You don't know how many white people came up to me and say, excuse me, can you find this in a... And I'm like, I don't work here. I don't think that happened to... I'll never forget. I'm in a comic book store. I'm in a comic book store with other comic book fans. We're 5 of us standing around. 5 of us. 1 black male, 4 white males. We're talking this in Indianapolis. So, these were white guys. Not even kind of like pseudo dark skin, pseudo tan. No, these are white guys. We're all sitting talking. This woman comes up to me and goes, excuse me, can you help me find something? And I'm like, there are 5 people here. Why do you think I'm here to service you? And my God, it just drove me crazy. And it's always driven me crazy. So, yeah, please stop crying about how your life isn't perfect. Please stop crying how you're getting jobs taken away from you because women are taking your jobs. You know what? You're not getting a job because you suck. Just point blank. You know your stuff's crap and it sucks. If you do good work, it's going to sell. You do crappy work, it's not. It's not rocket science. And if they want to get an all-women team, hey, that's great. I'd like to do a whole black team of doing an RPG. But I know a lot of you would say, oh, we're going to buy it. Yeah, they ain't going to buy that thing. No, but it's like, oh, black guys, I'm going to buy that. I can't be any good. Jesus. I mean, I'll just tell you from my perspective of doing new X's. I had people complain, well, it's not fantasy enough for me. I'm like, what does that mean? What does fantasy mean to you? Because fantasy for me does not look like the fantasy you see. Lord of the Rings, I understand its purpose in the history of fantasy, but that's not how I see fantasy. I don't. I get it, but when I look on the screen, I don't see anyone who kind of looks like me. Hey, Angel, what's going on? Who doesn't look anything like me? There's nobody looks like me, or even worse, the guys that even kind of resemble me, always dark skin, always the bad guys. You kind of guess where I feel. But also historically speaking, there are a lot of fantasy writers that were well-known racists. So it's kind of that moment of you got to deal with the racism of that stupidity plus the actual cool idea they came up with, and you got to find a way to merge it. So me as a black, African-American designer, my idea has always been from the focus of I take science fiction and I retrofit it to fit fantasy, because basically it's the same thing, just different spins of the same genre. It ain't rocket science. Neo Exodus, as I've said many times before, is my love letter to Babylon 5. I just took a science fiction setting and brought it back to a fantasy one. That's what, if you people haven't figured this out yet, I don't understand why you still haven't figured this out. Destiny does the exact same thing. They take fantasy and move to sci-fi. It ain't that difficult. People make it sound like, oh my God, it's so. Shut up. Oh God, you guys. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, you don't understand how much it upsets me. And this continues on in 2017. When it comes to the whole movement, and I'm gonna say this, I'm being bluntly honest. Gays, transgender, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I like being male. I'm male. That's what I am. I've always been. I've never felt that I was ever female. I've been black all my life. I've never felt I wanted to be white. I'm glad I'm black. The quote I always use to people when defining black, well, how does it feel to be black? I go, Biggie Small said it best a long time ago, and it's very true. He goes, I love being black. I like it hardcore. And I feel the same exact way. I love it. I love it. I love it. So to say that my body doesn't fit who I am, that's just a fundamental disruption to who I am. So when people tell me they're trans, I'm like, okay. I'm like, if you're cool to me, that's like, look, if you're cool to me and you're cool to my son, you'll probably do okay on my list. If you're an ass to me, well, that's okay. I'm used to that. That's no big deal. If you're an ass to my son, I'll probably break you in half. But generally, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. I don't understand this. I don't understand people like, gotta check bathrooms. Why can't someone go to the bathroom? What do I gotta piss? That's why I'm going to the bathroom. Why do I need to check who's peeing in the bathroom? If no one's peeping over, I'm pissing. And if someone's watching me while I piss, there's other issues going on there. I'm like, oh, I like looking at you. Dude, I'm pissing. What are you doing? What? I'm pissing. You want to see me naked? Ask me nicely. You never know. I might be down with the program, but don't be like some pervert. Like, what's that about? And that doesn't happen because people go to the bathroom because usually you got to go to the bathroom. No one's going to the bathroom going, I've been waiting for, I'll catch you now in the bathroom. You're already sick of the mind to do that kind of stuff. And if you're trying to protect people from getting molested, look, let's be blunt about it. People aren't getting molested in bathrooms. People aren't getting molested. That's not. People in that jumping out, that's the same thing of the scary black man just waiting. That shit doesn't happen. That shit doesn't happen. You want to believe it happened so you can, say, oh my God, look, it happened here, so it must be real. Yeah, anything happens once. Anything's possible, just not probable. So, put that in perspective. Jesus Christ. See what happens? And all I wanted to do was talk about gaming. But then I got to talk about racism and stupidity. Jason over here got a bunch of people, female and Muslim. I bet you the games are awesome. I bet you the games are totally awesome. I bet you the games are also hack and slash too. That's another thing. Yeah, I saw that. Lucas put something, a guy in Texas follows a woman in the restroom, and he thought it was a man, and it really was. It's like, dude, this is why this is a bad idea. These are bad ideas. Look, if you don't identify yourself as male, female, if you're non-binary, like I said, I don't totally understand it, but I'm as long as you're nice and friendly, you do what you're supposed to do. I don't have a problem. You can be whatever you want to be. I don't understand the hassle. I don't understand how what they do directly prevents me from what I'm doing. Now, if they got more rights, then I'd be like, hey, there's a problem. We all equal rights, equal. There should be semi-equal. Should there be equal protection in the law? Of course. If someone, once again, this is all the whole hate crime thing. If someone kills someone, usually hate is involved. So I'm always like, it's really a hate crime, or it's a crime with a very interesting motivator. I don't like black people, so I shot black people. Well, there's, they don't like black people, shot black people. Not a hard connection. Should he get more time for that? I don't know. That being said, I also believe that if you shoot cops, yes, you definitely should do more time, because you said, I'm going to take on the people who spend their lives protecting us, and I don't care what they do. I'm going to kill them to prevent them from them stopping what I want to do. That situation, oh yeah, on that one, I'm 110%. Yeah, man. I think that works. If a hate crime is a hate crime. Hate is hate. Because he did it because he's black. That just explains what you did. You still hated him, so you still get some time. And should it be more time or should it be less time? I don't know. Should it be more time if he's black? Or even better, how about just getting some time? I mean, Jesus Christ, we all know black guys been shot and killed recently, by cops and by whoever, don't get any time. I mean, how about at least say, you know what, this is not even right. But, that shit will never happen, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm just making games. That's all I'm doing, making some awesome games here. While you all are sitting around worried about some stupidness, you should be making awesome games. That'd make your life better. If you made some awesome games, you'd feel better at night. I make awesome games. I feel great at night. I'm making some awesome games right now. Right now, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. Let me get this thing open. So I'm so brazen. I'm gonna tell you. So we're working on our whole organized play thing, okay? I'm getting people involved. I'm talking to people behind the scenes, and I'm really getting into the good stuff. So I said, okay. And I've also told you that we're doing a Kickstarter with it too. That's right, a Kickstarter. Because look, I don't have enough money to fund this by myself. Sorry, I'd like to believe I can, but it's just not going to happen. Fundamentally, I don't have the money for that. So I've been like doing up, okay, how many adventures do we need? How much is the word count? How much can we afford? And talking to people about what I kept thinking of doing. When I first started doing this, I said, I'm going to do the adventures that are beautiful, full color, this. And everybody says, shut up. That's the dumbest thing ever. Don't do that. It'll cost you too much money. You make the adventure awesome. Focus on making the adventure awesome. The presentation has to be okay. Black and white, don't even use pictures. You do black and white maps. Keep the cost low because people want to get involved. They want to check it out. So keep the cost low. So this is what I did. I'm going to put this up here so I can talk about it easier. So I said, okay, how many adventures do I want to start with? And talking to people, I'm like, this is your first year. I figure we can do, my theory was, all right, we're going to do the first trial year, which is like this year. We're going to do 4 adventures plus the stuff we already have. So that's like 9. But the first actual year play, I think we could do probably at least 10 adventures minimum. So I said, okay, 10 adventures minimum. That's almost 1 a month. That's a good rate. It gives us enough time to get popular. People will like it. We'll go from there. So I came up with this. I'm going to post this in here. This is what I'm working on right now. So you can see this is all like raw. The numbers are what they are. I don't care if you like them or not, whatever. So here's the idea. We're going to start with 10 adventures so we can raise $6,000. That would pay for the 10 adventures, get everything out, get it running, and get it going. So that pays enough for things to get out. And after that, I said, well, let's start adding more adventures. So for an extra $2,000, and my mindset was like $2,000 was the pitch of that level. So for an extra $2,000, you get 3 adventures. And we kept saying, okay, for another $2,000, you get another 3. So that's 16 right there. And I said, okay, for another $2,000, we can do it in encounters. And the encounters are almost like, these are specifically role-playing, not dice combat. These are social role-playing adventures or encounters you play that you learn more about the actual story and the world. So they're important. You get experience for running them, but they're not like the main story where you get the hack and slash. This is very much of like, here's the behind-the-scenes stuff you didn't know, and here's the inner politics of the world. And that's why you play that kind of stuff out. Because some people, surprisingly enough, actually want to role play. So that's why they made these encounters. That's for that. Another $2,000 after that is for Legendary Tales. So once again, I'm going to get Eric Scott DeBee and have him write something. And this will be the money that I'll use to force him to write it. I'm going to shove the money in his face and be like, I got money, and I know you got bills. And that's how it's going to happen. Kind of almost like that. So it's really kind of that sad. Then after that, the next 2,000, see it says plus 2K. That just means we're going to keep adding. These are our stretch goals. We're going to have year 1 completely free for players and GM. So Paizo charges like $4 or $5 to do their adventures for that. I always think I know why they do it. They make awesome ones. They're very, very pretty. We can't do that. I don't want to charge people for it because that will just we'll grind up. We won't make any money. So if I can get this to this level, we will give away the first adventure, the first year, free, 100% free. You can download it, you can use it, you can play it at your adventure because you want you to play it. Because that's the gimmick. Maybe they tell anybody. The gimmick is if you get playing it, you'll like it. You'll go buy the campaign set and you'll buy the stuff too, and you buy the stuff, and boom, we have a company. That's the plan. That's why we're doing this whole thing. Yeah, it sounds like you think I'm joking with you. I'm being honest with you. This is why we're doing it. Then on top of that, another 2,000, we're going to add Psychic Magic to the game. Now, we've already done, we have Psionics in. We've had Psionics from day one. Dreams Card Press has always been involved with that, but I know some people like Psychic Magic. So I said, okay, we'll do a rule set we can add to it, and it'll probably update our campaign guide so people can play it and be like, yeah, you can do Psychic Magic, which makes total sense. And then the 3,000, this is the 3,000. Now, this is where it gets, this is where some money starts coming in. This one, we're going to do 4 Kickstarter exclusive adventures. Now, okay, I also got to explain this because I know you're going to be like, Lewis, you just told me that you're doing a Kickstarter. Then why are you doing a Patreon? Yes, it will be a Patreon attached to this. The Patreon is going to be very, very different in the sense that we're going to give the people, we're going to have a Patreon to be very, very low price. Like $1 for players and like $2 for GMs. The GMs will get something special out of it because of that. We'll give them something cool. The players themselves will get this cool thing. So we'll get you to actually swap out treasure that is only exclusive to an adventure that you can only get if you're a Patreon member. So if you're playing this adventure and you did this thing and boom, here's this cool piece of blah, blah, blah that you got because you played this adventure. And instead of the reward for there, since you told them, hey, I'm a Patreon member, you have a card or something, we still haven't figured that part out. We'll have something we're going to give to them. We go, okay, great. Instead of getting this normal reward, you get this reward. Now, they will be in the same value range, but it'll be a more unique reward. Like, so it might be a +2 sword, but this is a +2 sword called Sting, and it does this one little thing. It's got its all history attached to it. So it's not just a +2 sword. It's a +2 motherfucking sword. It's like, I got a name attached to this. So boom, you got that going on. And then finally, the other 3Ks, we're going to do a year 1 battle interactive. See, the guys at Arcanus did this whole interactive thing. That was a brilliant idea. And it just worked so well. And I was like, I should do that. We should do like a big, big battle. So for year 1, if the adventures work themselves out, we have a plan to do a huge, big battle interactive at the end. And this will be huge. And we're going to do, I don't want to tell what it is because really Michael and I are still like putting it together. But it will be big. We're trying to run it at Origins so we can run it at Gen Con. And at Gen Con, it's going to be very weird because technically, like I always told you, we run the year from Gen Con, Winter Fantasy to Origins, Origins being the last. So this would be something we'd be setting up for, if this year 1 runs well like we're supposed to, this will start in 2018 at Gen Con. That'll be the big push. And then 2019, is that right? Yeah, 2017. Yeah, 2019 will be the big battle interactive with everything done. So we'll have enough money that we'll write the stuff. It'll be up, and by this time, we'll hope our fan base will be big enough that we can also do other stuff. So, and then I continue on, of course, for the next year 2, year 3, and it kind of like does the same thing. But year 2, we have let me get this right: 18, 28, 32 adventures altogether. And like 8 encounters. And year 3, if it happens, which is a long shot, is 24, 34, 36. Yeah, 36 plus 8 encounters. And maybe, and each one will have a battle interactive if it works out. Also, in year 2, if we get enough people interested, year 2, of course, will be free also. But we also will be possibly making, what's that later on? Yes, later on. We might add Mythic to it, because I'd always wanted to see, how can we do a Mythic version of this? And for New Exodus, since we do the whole Lazarus brand thing, that's really our Mythic setup, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll set that up for that piece. So that's a very simple possibility, and that's what's going on. So then I also have different reward levels. And I don't want to talk about all these, but see, they're still kind of, okay, I'll give you everyone but I'll give you the ones that are kind of cool. I'll put it, see, look at this. I'm giving you guys, if you're looking to do a Kickstarter and you want to do organized play, you can copy this one because this is the one I'm copying for other people. I'll put this up really quick. This is really easy. These are all the reward levels. And like I said, nothing here is set in stone. We're going to be changing this stuff, but at least you get see what we're doing. The $10 is going to be a native. You get a +2 to 1 roll per adventure. And that's going to be for the first year. These are all limited to 1 year. I think mostly they're limited to 1 year. The Civilian of the Empire, you get one failed reroll per adventure for the first year. We all know that's important. That will happen in an important time. For $20, you get to play, that's what you're doing for us. 35, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. This is the cool part. See, so you gotta check out the Patreon. 35, okay, you get access to the 4 adventures that we talked about before. Remember the 4 you can play for Patreon? You'll get to play those. Those are actually Kickstarter exclusive. So The people getting in Patreon will get those because they're exclusive, but you get to actually play it. They can get it and they can play it, but it's like really it's exclusive. Everybody can't play it. You either have to be a member of Patreon or you have to be on this Kickstarter. That's the only way you're gonna be able to play these 4 adventures. And these adventures, oh my God, let me phrase it. I was writing Michael, telling him what I want to do, and I'm sure he's gonna write me back and say, "You are crazy. You should stop smoking crack." I'm like, I am crazy, but it's gonna be awesome. So you're gonna love it. So you got that going on. You got that. Plus, you're gonna get an Omni tool. This is finally something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And thank God I didn't give up to it. And thank you to JP Shaplow for forcing me to figure out how to do it and make it actually kind of cool. So this is something that the guys at Turn and Concepts came up with, and I said, "This is brilliant. We could use this." You get a mundane, useful item that provides Neo Exodus Legacy's character with a +2 bonus to a non-combat, non-arcane skill. Only one item can be assigned per character. So you only get it once. So one character gets it. That's it. Not like 60, you got no, one character. Yours is that. That's how you can get it. At $50, you get to be a double agent. You can play 2 factions. Now that's kind of cool because you have 6 factions, and there might be more depending on the rewards, whatever. So you can play two different factions in the game. You can't do that. You can't do that unless you play. And we're limiting it to only 50 people will do this because I don't want a lot of people doing, I'm this faction, that. No, 50 people. That's it. You want to play double agent faction? This is where you get that. And then 75, this is one of my favorite ones. All right, so you get a steed. You get an actual horse steed. I say steed. And you gain it's really a trait called Blood Steed. If you go look it up, D20 PFSRD, Blood Steed. Look it up. You can do the exact same thing. And I'm like, that's brilliant. That's a good way to go. That's an awesome idea. So I said, we're using that one. We got a $100 one, of course, and it goes on from there. The $100 one, I'm still working on, so that's why I don't show you that one. That's not it. Then we got like a $150. You get to play members of special organizations in the setting. And then at $200, I showed this one already. The 4 races we picked out, you get to play 4 unique races that are from other people's campaigns. Storm Bunny, Dreamscarred, Fat Goblin, and Midgard, Kobold. You get to play those characters actually in Neo Exodus, because technically in Neo Exodus you can only play our main races. You can't play elves and dwarves like that. But we have a reward system set up for our membership, so of our donor levels. So if we get enough donors, we're going to add different races to this, including the normal core races from D&D, Pathfinder. At 300 donors, you can play everything, no problem. But then we start going up to get some cool stuff. Like at 400, we have Aasimar, Gnolls, and Damphir. At 500, Drow Goblins. We might be adding some stuff too. So like I said, none of this is set in stone. 600 Hobgoblins and Ifrits. 700 Kobolds and Tengu. I'm not a big fan of Tengu, but I get people love them, so I don't know. But once again, none of this is set in stone. And Facebook, real simple. We get to 1,000 Facebook likes, we're doing a new faction. We get to 2,000 Facebook, we're doing another faction. I already know one faction that I want to do. I know the other faction I'd like to do, but I don't know if I could pull it off. But if we do it, it'll be awesome. Oh, tickly. All right, what time is it? It's late. God, it is. Oh my God, it's almost 9:30. Sorry, I got a little excited with the other stuff happened earlier and all this Kickstarter stuff we're doing. And I still haven't told you all the other stuff we got going on there. And of course, there'll be more rewards. We got some more stuff coming out. And I keep working on this every day. This is like my pet project now. And like I said, we don't plan to do this Kickstarter till October. The plan is that realistically, Michael will write the first 4 adventures that we're running this year, plus we have the adventures we already have written. And we're going to keep running those and sending those out. So, I'm hoping if everything works out like I plan and something that comes through, I don't want to say it and curse myself, but if it happens, it'd be great. Some people we're dealing with, if something happens in the winter months of the year, we might have might have the ability to go to a very specific convention to get our stuff played there, with getting people interested in Neo Exodus Legacies. If that does help to take it off, then we'll be playing at other cons. But we still have to work on the situation that I'm dealing with now. But I think that's going to go our way because I'm really going to push it in a positive way. So if you like this, oh yeah, before I forget, so all the third-party guys who wonder well, what are you going to do? You can support us too? Or are you just looking out for yourself? Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. I'm looking out for myself because I'm working hard and I'm doing all the work for this. But we're trying to find a way that we can do this, get it out. And if it works out the way we want to, we will be providing a way that people who have third-party companies can come in to do what we're doing, jump on, and get to play their own stuff and still do a spin-off of it. It is my personal goal to make this thing a whole big organized play for all third-party people. We're going to have stuff available that you can use, that you can modify for your own game as needed. You can see what we did, how we did it. You can copy us, and then you can develop your own thing. I think, this is something very serious. We've been talking for a long time. We've been working on it very, very long time. And I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I'm not exclusive, but I'm very, very inclusive. That's why we're doing the races. That's why I'm trying to find other ways to get rewards, to get people involved. Now, this being said, we may not get the numbers. We're asking for a lot of money. We're asking, $6,000, we can get that. I'm not worried about that. But we're asking for a lot of money. This gets higher and higher and more expensive. But if this does happen, and if this does come true, you're going to have 2 supported Pathfinder-focused, organized play going on, which is a good thing, because let's be honest, everybody plays Pathfinder Society is a hardcore fan, and they may not want to play something different. But if we do quality stuff that's awesome, they can look at from a lot of different companies, and maybe not having to spend a ton of money on stuff. They can, buy, like on our stuff, all you got to do is buy the campaign book. You got to buy this, But here's the PDF. You get the PDF. Boom, whatever. You can play. Why can't we do Secret Rebels? You get the PDF, whatever the cost is. Boom, you put it with it. Boom, you can play. Ta-da! That's all you need. That's a basic thing. That's all you need. Everything else is, out of D20 PFSRD or from Pathfinder books themselves. But that's the start. And once you do that, you just keep moving, and we make more fans. We get people playing different stuff. We get people trying out different stuff, different settings. Let's do that. That's the plan. That is the plan I'm working on. And it's not perfect, and it's not elegant, but right now it's really gritty. And like I said, I like it hardcore, so I'm okay with that. And we're gonna get this thing to work. And poor Michael, I'm gonna keep beating him with a stick because he's working so hard on this. I feel sorry for him. And then poor Jeff Lee's got some stuff working on this. He doesn't even know it yet. Sometimes I am a horrible boss, but it'll be fun. And if it works out, it'll help us, generate more sales, which will help us get potentially more people involved, which will help us do this maybe full time. Not a bad deal. Just trying to help as many people as I can do cool stuff. Because, that's right. My new mantra, I thought about this weekend, and I was like, what? This should be my new mantra. This is because, it's after that whole thing earlier, it really got me upset. So I said, this is going to be my mantra from now on. It's going to be play games, have fun, make friends. Play games, have fun, make friends. That's it. That's it. All right, I'm out of here. Let me get this other video up so I can close at the same time, so I'm not like wobbling as usual. As always, of course, come by, subscribe to us on YouTube, or subscribe to us on Facebook right here. Check us out. We're gonna have cool stuff tomorrow. I don't know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's gonna be a work day. That's all I know. I got some stuff. I can show you. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll show you what I bought at the comic book sale this weekend. I got some cool stuff, at least for me. I thought it was cool. All right, everybody. You all have a good evening, not a weekend. Good evening, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.